It is a great day right here in the Chattahoochee Valley, and you are tuned in to Columbus Connection. We have a spectacular show with a great interview planned just for you. Don't go anywhere, don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris Kelly, the host of Columbus Connection. You know, my job is to bring awesome events, great people, and amazing things happening in our community right into your home. Today is not an exception to that rule. I have with me none other than my good friend, and she has started an amazing organization called Grannies on Guard.
Grannies
Without further ado, I want to bring to you, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Rashida Ali.
Thank
How are
you
you
so
doing?
much. And because of one word,
Yes.
hello everybody.
You are indeed a queen.
Thank you.
You are
Thank
indeed
you.
a queen.
Thank you for having
Yes,
me. This
yes.
is exciting to.
Absolutely.
And who knew?
Yes, I know. I've known you for quite some time.
Yes.
I love to say, and I was telling you off air that when I first met you, you just had a very calming energy.
Thank you.
A very calming spirit about you. And so I want to dig into the genesis of Rashida Ali. I want to go all the way to the fun stuff.
All the
But
way back?
I want to go all the way back because I know you have some amazing things going on, some events that are happening in the community that you're here to talk about. But for those of us who know you, I've learned just a little bit about your story. But I have some people who were asking me, they said, hey, can we know her, the young lady?
Oh,
Can
dear.
we get to young Rashida Ali?
Okay.
Can we talk a little bit about that?
Okay, sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I am a girl that is native of Columbus, Georgia.
Okay.
I was born right downtown on 6th Street, 6th Avenue,
Okay.
Booker T. Washington Apartments.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Way back when.
Yeah.
My mom didn't have time to get to the hospital, so the doctor came to her
Wow.
and delivered me right there in the apartment.
Yeah.
I did a video about that, driving by one day. I said, I was born right there.
Right there.
So I grew up and
Yeah.
went to Fifth Avenue Elementary School. And it ended up at Marshall Junior, which was Spencer's first location. But it became Marshall Junior by the time I got there.
Yeah.
And then I graduated in 1965
Wow.
from William H. Spencer High School when it
Yeah.
was on Shepherd Drive.
Okay. Okay.
From there, I went to Tuskegee for a short time. It was cool.
Yeah.
What the adults wanted me to major in wasn't what I wanted to major in.
Okay.
I found myself in Carnegie Hall at Tuskegee
Wow.
at night by
Wow.
myself
Yeah.
playing a piano
Playing the piano.
when I should have been studying my English and what have you. Anyway, I came home from Tuskegee. I tried to get into the military.
Okay.
I wanted to do the Air Force. But back in the 60s, the WAF, WAF, Women in the Air Force, uniform had to look a certain way.
Yeah.
I hope I don't get in trouble for saying all of this, but this is real.
Yeah.
I was a chunky little girl, okay? I wasn't fat, I had big bones.
Yeah.
And so they wanted me to weigh something like 135 pounds.
Yeah.
I told my mom, I said, Mom, if you took everything away except the bones, the bones would weigh more than 135.
Yeah.
So from there, I ended up going up north.
Okay.
I had started going for summer vacation to New Jersey to, hang out with my cousins. But once I graduated, once I tried college, once I tried the military, and I passed the test. I went to Atlanta, passed another test with the military, and the last thing they did was put me on the scales and said, you weigh too much. I cried all the way back home from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, it's time to make a decision. 1968, the year Dr. King was murdered.
Yeah.
Oh, how about the week I was supposed to go?
Yeah.
My mother said, no traveling this weekend. You can't do it. But I finally made my way to Jersey. I lived with my cousins for a minute, and I do mean a hot minute.
A hot minute.
And I got a job with the Musicians Union.
Wow.
That was the first job in New York. And then it was in Jersey. The president's office was in Jersey. So I had that job, but then I had a friend, that was the plan from when we were girls,
Right.
leave Columbus,
Yeah.
go to New York.
Okay.
And so she was already in New York.
Okay.
My mom was holding out.
Yeah.
But we wore her down.
Yeah.
God rest her dead. Miss Rose, a lot of people in Columbus knew my mom.
Yeah.
Anyway, I finally get to New York. I get in New York, you know, they send you for job interviews. You go through an agency.
Okay.
So the agency sized me up,
Okay.
and one of them said, you know, you might do well at a radio station. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Well, now I had got my former training at Mildred Terry, which was then 4th Avenue Library,
Yeah.
because I was one of the kids that went into the first media center
Wow.
and recorded my voice and put on a set of headphones.
Yeah.
That happened as a little girl. I don't know if it's why I'm who I became,
Yeah.
but that was like something in the early days
Right.
that made me even want to talk to a recorder.
Well, I definitely believe that your formidable years as a child, I truly believe that was a part of your life's timeline and plan.
I didn't know.
Knowing that, you know, those things that you were doing then were only preparing you, serving to prepare you for your time in New York. Talk a little bit about you were speaking of, you know, all the musicians and things like that when we were off air. And you being a musician yourself, playing the piano. Talk a little bit about that. Are you
Oh my
you
gosh.
still doing that now?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The piano came to me as a little girl. It was no taller than your table
Yeah.
between us. Wasn't even that tall.
Yeah.
One of those little ones.
Okay.
Look like a real piece of furniture. My mother bought that for me when I was probably about 7 years old.
Yeah.
I kept it until I was 18.
Wow.
I played the boogie woogie.
Yeah.
Everybody learned to play the boogie woogie. But I played the boogie woogie and I wanted to play. So believe it or not, in the projects back in the day, it was nothing to go in a house that had a piano.
Yeah.
I mean, a real big, upright, against the wall piece of furniture
Right,
piano.
right, yeah.
And
yeah.
I had no
Real
shame.
wood.
Real
Yeah.
wood, that's right. And I had no shame in my game.
Yeah.
I'd knock on the door.
Yeah.
This is my story. Miss Johnny Mae, could I please play your piano? She had 2 kids that were going to music lessons.
Okay.
Kids were strange back then.
Right.
They didn't want it, and they didn't want anybody else to have it. I'm not going to call your name out. But I would ask anybody that had a piano in the neighborhood if I could play their piano.
Yeah.
I have history.
Right.
I played Kim Porter's grandmother's piano.
Wow.
I played Miss Johnny Mae Hurd's piano. I played other pianos.
Yeah.
And it was the fetish that I had about a piano.
Right.
So I went on to teach myself how to play what I knew how to play.
Right.
Stand By Me,
Yeah.
simple stuff.
Yeah.
All the
yeah.
bubblegum changes.
I
And
love
as
it.
a musician, you know what
yes,
I'm talking about.
absolutely.
So anyway, I kept playing, learning, playing, and I read music because I was in Spencer High School's band.
Right.
I played flute and piccolo.
Yeah.
I was the first to do a lot of things. I was first girl in Muskogee County School District to play the piccolo.
Wow.
They used to give the school district gave instruments to the schools back in the day.
What year was this?
Back in between 61 and 65.
Wow.
I'm a 65 graduate of Spencer, so around 63
Okay.
when I joined the band.
Okay.
They gave us instruments.
Right.
And Mr. Simon Leon Brown, our band director, he says, here, piccolo about this big. He says, you're going to play the piccolo. So we went on, long story short,
Yeah.
musician after musician in my adult life.
Wow.
Or sons of musicians.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so 2 great men entered my life as
Wow.
3 actually.
Yeah.
Bobby Innocenti is out in Bremerton, Washington. He plays with the band now, and he's on a building in London
Yeah.
if they haven't painted over it yet.
Wow.
Then there was my oldest son's father, whose name is Rahman Ali,
Yeah.
formerly Gregory Davis.
Okay.
Gregory Miles Davis.
Yeah.
And yes, he is
Yeah.
Miles Davis's son.
The Miles Davis.
The Miles Davis.
Yeah. Wow.
Who could have told me, girl, please stop trying to play that organ, because
Yeah.
we were in the three-story family house. He was a nice guy to me.
Yeah.
And he had a bad reputation that was laid on him for turning his back to the audience.
Yeah.
But he's a band director, and that's
Right.
what band directors do.
That's what they do.
Enough of
yeah,
that story.
Yeah,
So he became my father-in-law
Yeah, okay.
in a sense.
Mhm.
And then I came back home and met another musician, because New York, I had enough of New York City.
Yeah.
And his name was Matthew Berry,
Okay.
and he's my youngest son's father, Kareem Berry.
Wow.
And they
Wow.
call him Matus.
Yeah.
Matus, like the wine.
Right.
Spelled a little different.
Yeah.
But that's my life. Now, going on with musicians, Al Breeze, I played with him. Doug Norman has come by, and we just
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
jam together.
Yeah.
And I just want to play, but I'm shy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm shy.
So you on the radio
I'm on-
here in Columbus.
Columbus, Georgia.
And like you were saying off air, you've had over 50 years in that business. So you've seen a lot. I mean, I learned, you were one of the first names that I learned as far as radio personalities when I relocated from Ohio about 12 years ago. People kept telling me, you need to get to know Miss Rashida Ali. And I said,
Oh,
man, her
wow.
name pops. I
Oh,
mean,
dear.
she sounds like a celebrity already. And then getting to know you've just really been a genuine sweet spirit. So I want to
Thank
give you your flowers while you can receive them.
Thank
And I want to
you.
thank you for
Thank
what you've done as far as publicity with things that I have done in this community.
Okay.
And I want to touch on that, you know, as we move along here. There's a lot of issues sometimes going on in our communities that go unseen, and sometimes when these things make the news, we're heartbroken. You know, those of us that are really involved, because sometimes we blame ourselves and we say, "Man, I should have seen that." You know, I was just there, or I know people from that sector of the community. Why didn't I see it before it happened? How could I have prevented that?
Right.
And so, with your expertise, with your background in radio, knowing entertainers, like you said, the world over. I mean, you covered that, and that's just a fraction of your story. What have you began to do to try to address some of these issues in our community, from the radio to various organizations? Can you talk a little bit about some of the initiatives that you have going on today?
Well, I've always been an advocate for registering people to vote.
Okay.
Fortunately, my oldest son dated
Okay.
Thomas,
Yes.
who at the time was secretary for the state of
Yes,
Georgia
yes,
with the
know her well.
NAACP, and then became the president, and now the executive director up in Atlanta.
Wow. Wow.
So with her, we pushed registering, got that out there. I retired from radio in 2008,
Okay.
and for 10 years, I never even listened to radio.
Wow.
I was
wow.
doing other things, what they called reinventing myself.
Yes.
So during that time, I was real heavy duty with registered people to vote and getting ready for the elections.
Okay.
2008 election, of course, when
Yeah.
President Obama was
Right.
put in office. All of that. But then it seemed that I came back to radio in 10 years, in 2018.
Yeah.
That's when some things seem to have been happening more across the country with young children doing things that were just outrageous.
Right.
So with that happening and coming on up to 2021, which is one of the reasons I'm going to talk with you today, I lost my grandson
I'm sorry to hear that.
to gun violence.
Yeah.
Can't talk about that much because even though it happened in 2021, we still don't know who did it.
Right.
We don't. Nobody knows just yet.
Wow.
But I know.
Wow.
I know that
Wow.
that day is coming.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. I was telling you off camera that I had a conversation with a young lady about my life, just sort of like what we're doing, but we had the whole time to just
Right.
talk about it. And somewhere in the middle of that conversation, it went to talking about the violence that was going on in the community, and it was young children that were doing this.
Okay.
I said, there's something that has to be done
Yeah.
about what's going on with our young children. The seniors have to come together
Right.
and do something.
Yeah.
Now, that was on October 17th.
Right.
On October 12th that year, my birthday, my oldest grandson, who was 15, had gotten shot as well.
Okay.
But he got shot first.
Wow.
So on the 17th, I'm thinking, let's get him well, let him get through this,
Right.
whatever he was doing that was
Right.
not kosher. Hopefully he'll be better now. 7 days later, on the 21st, my other grandson, his brother, was murdered.
Wow.
I didn't know
Wow.
that was going to happen
Wow.
when
Right.
I said that the elders
Right.
need to come together and do
Right.
something.
Right.
But it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So on that very same day, a young lady called and said, Miss Rashida, maybe you can get with the elders or the parents or aunts and uncles, sisters, brothers, anybody that's got kids in their lives, and y'all do something.
Yeah.
Do like the people used to do us when we were younger. They took us to the park.
Yes.
We had cookouts. We
Yes.
played baseball.
Yes,
The
absolutely.
boys threw
Absolutely.
horseshoes and shot
Yeah,
marbles.
yeah,
The
yeah,
girls
yeah,
did jump
yeah.
rope and double.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I said, I believe I could do that.
Right.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I remember my childhood.
Right.
And I'm having this conversation with Tanza.
Okay.
And after the conversation, Tanza said, well, what would you do with the kids? I said, I think I would just have fun. Set up something where it can just be a fun day.
Right. Right.
She said, oh, okay, okay. I said, because they're kids.
Right.
And that's
Right.
what's
That's true.
happening. The kids were getting too grown too fast.
Yeah.
So I felt, to answer your question, let's do something to keep young kids young kids.
Yeah.
Because we learned that they were carrying weapons,
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
smoking weed
Yeah.
or
Oh,
pot
yes.
or whatever,
Yeah.
dealing with a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, we're going to have fun. So Tanza came back in the room. She says, what you going to call it?
Yeah.
I said, I have no idea what I'm going to call it. And about 5 minutes later, she walked back in the room. She says, I got it. I know what you can call it.
Yeah.
I said, what's that, Tanza? She said, Granny's Own Guard.
Wow.
And
wow.
Granny's Own
Wow.
Guard was born.
Yeah, and that was 3 years ago.
That was
It's
3 years ago.
Okay.
Tanza created a Facebook group page. We have 358 members.
That is awesome.
People
That's
join.
Awesome. That's
They
awesome.
join to see what we're doing.
Okay.
When we physically do something, I
Okay.
have had about 15, 20 grannies to show up,
Okay.
and we get together and put on a GOG fun day event
Okay.
with no electronics.
Yeah. Wow. Now that is key that you mentioned no electronics.
Oh yeah, that's
Because in today's society, one of the reasons as to why kids are growing up so quickly is because they have these electronic gizmos and gadgets, and they're not encouraged anymore to go outside and play. You know,
Right.
my mother is from an old school generation. My father's from an old school generation, and so they kicked us out of the house.
Oh,
In
yeah.
the summer, we ran all around the neighborhood. We're climbing trees, we're jumping
Right.
fences, we're skipping rocks, we're
It's-
doing all of that. But you had these grandmotherly figures almost in every neighborhood. That in
Yes.
the summer you had a tall glass of lemonade.
Yes.
In the winter, you know, you had that warm glass of milk, those chocolate chip cookies, that cake, that pie. But she also had a paddle hanging up in the
Oh,
kitchen
yeah.
as well, just
Oh,
to
yeah.
remind you to stay in line.
Look, and I tell people, even
Right.
when I, speak of the childhood and the women that let me play their piano or whatever, I said, I don't know. I didn't know that Tupac was going to write a song
Yeah.
about me. By the way, I worked with his mother in New York too.
Wow.
But
wow.
some people say, well,
wow.
what song did Tupac write
Yeah.
about you? I said, All Eyes on Me.
Yeah.
Because all the women in the neighborhood
Yeah.
was everybody's mother was somebody else's mother.
Absolutely.
And if my
Absolutely. It
mom
took a
worked all
village.
day,
Yeah,
it took the
absolutely.
village
It
to
took the
raise.
village. It took the village. And so I want to, because your story is extensive. I would love for us to have more time, and maybe we can do this again. Hopefully, if our
I would
schedules match,
love
we can get you
to.
back in here and we can talk a little bit more. Like I said, a shameless plug. We have the new podcast for the city as well, an umbrella under the umbrella of CCG TV called The Purpose, and we
Okay.
would love to have you come back on and we can
Oh,
talk some more.
I
But
accept.
I know you all have an event that
Yes.
I've seen some flyers on social media,
Yes.
and this is a part of Grannies on Guard. Can you talk
Yes.
about this event that's coming up, where it's at, how people can get
Okay.
involved, time
All
and
right.
location, all
Real,
of that?
real quick, we are
Yes, ma'am.
having a benefit dinner and
Okay.
show.
Okay,
It's free
okay,
to come in.
mm-hmm.
It's a benefit though.
Okay.
It's the purpose of it is to raise money for my Grannies on Guard group.
okay,
When we have activities with the children,
Mm-hmm.
I in the past have gotten with the recreation directors,
Mm-hmm.
recreation center directors with Columbus Parks and Rec, or people at different churches,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, hey, I got a group. We have a group called Grannies on Guard. We target children 12 years and younger.
Okay.
There's a reason for that. And when we do this, we want you, director, to pick your children.
Okay.
If you can gather us up some children on whatever day you say, the Grannies on Guard will come and we'll do the rest.
Wow.
You just find the children,
Okay.
tell us what day you're going to have your event, what time, and we will come with the rest. Now, what's the rest? The Grannies on Guard themselves will show up. We talk to the kids. We teach them, help me.
Yeah.
That's real important, y'all. Help me. That's the sign language that little children need to know in case somebody snatches them up and run away with them.
Absolutely.
Help me.
Yeah.
That goes over real big because at the end of the evening, we ask the kids, what did you learn tonight?
Yeah.
And they'll help, you know? So then after we teach them, and each granny has an opportunity to say something to the children, we move into that hour of fun.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Games, hula hoops, jacks,
Yeah.
basketball relays, whatever we want to do,
Right.
the kids get so involved.
And this is a free event?
This is a
It's
free
open?
event.
Okay.
What it takes is money
Right.
to get the food because I
Absolutely.
believe children
Absolutely.
should eat.
Right.
I
Right.
know that when school is going on, they may get breakfast and lunch.
Yeah.
But then after lunch, my thought went to, when is that child going to eat again?
Again. You know, that's so important you say that. I was speaking to an educator here in Columbus, and they said that very same thing. They said, we believe that children must be healthy, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially, and then, of course, educationally as well. The event, where is the location of the event? What time does this
Our
event
benefit
start?
concert will be held at the F&W,
Okay.
the newly remodeled
Okay. Wow. That's
F&W
awesome.
Control Tower. Thank
That
you,
is
Mr.
awesome.
Washington.
Yes,
Thank you, Jody
yes,
and DJ
yes,
Skeet.
yes.
They gave me the club.
Wow.
I'm going to
That
call
is
it a
awesome.
supper club. The Queen's
Yeah.
putting her name on it.
Yeah.
It's a supper club. Okay, for all you people that don't want to come to a club, it's a supper club. We're going to have dinner that night.
Yes, yes. That
Okay,
is
so
awesome.
it'll be
Wow.
8 p.m. May
Okay.
31st at
Okay.
the F&W Control Tower.
Okay.
Again, it's a benefit concert, so we are asking for donations at the door, anywhere $15 to $20.
Yeah.
But you're going to get a show
Yeah, and a meal.
and a meal.
And let's talk about some of these artists. I mean, because I myself, I know a lot of these artists. I've worked with them. I mean, you have people like Tony Parkman.
Tony Parkman, Peggy Jenkins.
Peggy, wow. the legend.
Lady Coco.
Okay, Lady
J.
Coco
Lai,
706.
the gentleman.
Yes, yes.
Remedy.
Yes. Yeah.
It goes on. A young lady does jazz, Celia Faye.
Celia Faye, yeah.
Tony Parkman works
Yeah.
with a young lady named Mahogany.
Yes.
They're going to be there.
I know Mahogany.
And I just, on another TV, one of the local channels interviewed me. A man saw my number pop up on the bottom of the screen. He called me. He says, Miss Rashid, I just heard you.
Yeah.
My name is Eugene Gino Burke.
Yeah,
I think.
okay.
He says, I sing and I
Yeah.
just want to be a part of your
Just
show.
wanna be a part of it.
But he was so nice. I
Yeah,
said, well, let
yeah.
me talk with Tony because
Right,
Tony's putting
right.
things together.
Yeah.
It's
I
maybe
know Rock is
Foxy
yeah,
Roxy.
Foxy Rock, yes.
Oh, and let me
know
tell
her
you-
well. She's overcome so much.
Yes.
She's overcome so much.
And she's going
She
to
really
open
has.
up with her new song.
Okay.
I Am Still Here.
Wow, that is
So
awesome.
that's the list, the lineup with the
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
That's an awesome show.
Yeah, and it really is. And you know, that song, I Am Still Here, really speaks to Grannies on Guard.
Oh, yeah.
That grandmothers
yeah.
are still here.
I hadn't thought of
and
that.
we're not going anywhere.
That's right.
That is awesome. So that's at the F&W Control Tower. You said May the 31st, 8
Right,
p.m.
8 p.m.
You're just asking for donations. It's technically free,
Right.
but please give from, your heart.
Yes,
Wow.
and the money will go to the Grannies on Guard organization
Yes.
so that I can buy pizza,
Okay.
Capri Suns, chips.
Yeah.
I encourage the mothers and fathers to come to the events with the children.
Okay.
We fix sandwiches for them that they may
Wow.
like because they may not
Wow.
like pizza.
Right, right.
But that's what we
Yeah.
do. The event on the 31st, though, is going to be partially catered by Mr. V.
Oh, man. Okay. So you got some good food coming in
Oh
here.
yeah, and thank you all again for having me here
Absolutely.
to talk about it.
Yeah, you know, when Mike, I have to give a special shout out to Michael King. Mike and I, we've been friends for a long time, and he told me, he said, Chris, I really want you to get involved in some capacity. And when this opportunity became available, I told him, I said, man, I just want to be a part of what you're trying to do, because so many times in our communities, Columbus being the second largest community in the state of Georgia,
Right.
we get a bad rap.
Right.
People want to focus on the negative all the time,
Right.
where there's nothing to do, there's no place to go, the rise in crime, there's violence, all of those things, and we forget that every community in this world faces the same difficult challenges.
Exactly.
I think the real challenge, though, is making sure that we spotlight and highlight the positive
Yeah.
organizations, entities,
Yeah.
and people like yourself
That's what-
that are doing wonderful things. And so often, especially in the social media realm, those great things are overlooked because it's not good clickbait to
Right.
talk about those positive things. But to me, grandmothers on guard, grannies on guard,
Grannies on guard.
grannies on guard.
Let me
I mean,
speak about that.
please.
I have young grandmothers. I have older grandmothers.
Okay.
The
okay.
word grannies
Yeah.
doesn't mean that anybody has to be a granny to
Yeah.
be a part of this
Yeah,
organization.
so do you have grandmas in your group?
Glam, that's the new word, because I got one.
Okay.
She says, Miss Rashida,
I don't wanna
I'm
be
a
called a
grandmother. Why does it? And she knows she's in the
Right.
media, so she,
Right,
she
yeah.
knows I'm talking about her. But it is for people that care about children.
Yeah.
Our slogan is, if there are children in your neighborhood,
Yeah.
there should be some grannies on guard.
Wow, that is awesome.
And-
That is awesome. Can you let us know one more time about your event, Grannies on Guard, the benefit concert and dinner, partially
Okay.
catered by Mr. V's?
Yes.
Talk about where it's at, what time it starts, how people can get involved if they want to support your organization.
Okay.
Speak to that, please.
It is May 31st, Friday, the last Friday of the month, at the F&W Control Tower, 401 Ford Drive. We're hoping for golf carts so we can chauffeur people from their car to the
Yeah,
door,
yeah, yeah.
but you might have to walk if you don't get there early enough. This is a benefit to support the Grannies on Guard organization for the children in our community. And these are little children, 12 and under.
Yeah.
So please come out, please support us, pass the word. You can Cash App Royal Hook Crochet, because that's another one of my businesses.
Okay.
And the funds that I get from that goes to Grannies on Guard. You can also, that little $ with Cash App. I'm on Facebook, Rashida Ali. I work for 92.1 Smooth R&B. Anybody can ask anybody in town, how can I get in touch with Rashida? I have 3,000 friends
Wow.
on Facebook.
Wow.
So please come. I have a PayPal. If you do PayPal, you can PayPal me or call me. May I give my phone number?
Go right ahead.
My business number, 706-464-8559. Call me, hook up. Don't miss the show, or you're going to be missing a real good one. 'Cause
Absolutely.
next time, Chris Kelly's going to be involved.
Yes,
with
indeed, I
with
will.
the singing.
Yes, indeed, I will. And hopefully, I'm able to stop by.
Yeah.
If my schedule will allow, on
And-
May the 31st. Again, F&W Control Tower, 8 p.m. And this is a benefit concert and dinner.
Yes.
A lot of local entertainment, local
Yes.
artists, some of your fan favorites will be
Yes,
there.
we'll
And so,
be there.
Rashida, thank you so much.
Thank
you so
you,
much for
more.
stopping by Columbus Connection, helping me connect you with Columbus. God bless you and all that you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to Columbus Connection. We'll see you next time.